Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm Dino, and this is
Karl.
And we're going to do a tool test today. Guess that tool. But I think first, I really just want to thank everybody because, Karl, we broke 6,000 subscribers not too long ago.
That's excellent, Dino. Well, quality content.
Quality content. And honestly, I think it was really when Fort 9 put our videos in one of their video. And we had so many subscribers comment about the quality of the content that we're doing here, Karl. It's really special.
Yeah.
And I want to thank everybody for the support and really happy that they like everything.
Yeah. Who wouldn't?
I don't know.
I don't know
either.
This is quality content.
This is quality content. So today we're doing something a little bit lighter while I'm finishing up the 5th episode of the electrical system of the DR650, which is, I'll be honest with you, when I say I don't like electrical, I really don't. It's hard for me to do that last one and get up and do it, but I'm working on it.
Well, wait until we get into the...
Wait.
Just wait. Wait.
So today we're going to do a Guess That tool, and we haven't done one of these in a while. This is the 3rd one I think we've done. So as a reminder, what we do is we look at 5 different tools that we think get progressively more difficult to figure out, and you score them. So the first tool would be 1 point, the second tool 2 points, 3 points, 4 points, and the last one is 6 points.
So what do you base this on? How needy you need it?
I think it's more like
Needy.
what I'm kind of thinking people might not guess. So it's kind of like as they get a little more unusual, they might not know what the tool is. So, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, well, maybe.
You brought a tool over today too that we're going to look at. So it's going to be pretty fun.
Yes.
Okay, so let's get started with this. So the first tool is in front of Karl here. What do you think that, I can't ask you, but why don't you tell us what that looks like a little bit, Karl?
Well, it's got a fuse plugged into it, and looks like maybe a 25 or a 20.
I think it's I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I can't see it. Well, you know, Dino, I think I know what this is for.
Well, we hold it, because we want them to guess, and then we'll come back and see if they know. All right, so that's tool number 1, right?
Okay. The next tool, wow, this is fancy.
So it's got a little knobber there on the end, that turns. Yeah.
Oh, that locks it.
Yeah. Nope.
Ooh.
Could be a Batman tool of some kind, like, for climbing walls or something.
Yeah.
So it snaps out, and there's a series of them in the kit there, eh? All sort of different sizes.
Let's see what else we got here.
Oh yeah, it's just stiff.
Oh,
these aren't the high quality ones that you might get, but they do kind
I've
of
never seen these at the dollar store.
No, I didn't buy these at the dollar store. But.
Okay, those are pretty neat. Looks like, they...
All right. Well, let's wait for the reveal. So that's tool number 2.
Yep.
Now, Karl, what do you think that is? This is tool number 3, and I would say that this is sort of home building or home maintenance tool is what that would be.
It's tapered, different sizes. It's almost like something you'd put into,
like a drift or something.
Yeah, because it looks like it suffered a hit at one time on the point.
Yeah.
It's got a little hole here, maybe for hanging it on a hook or maybe for doing something with it. Maybe something fits in this little hole and you can turn it.
Yeah.
Looks well used.
Yeah. My father-in-law gave me that.
Well, this is probably a vintage device. Can you still buy them?
You can.
You can?
Yes, you can.
It just looks like something that's tapered. Almost like one of those when you're drilling a hole and it's a tapered drill bit. And you drill and you want a different size.
Like a step bit.
Step bit.
Maybe that could be what it is. All right.
It looks kind of like that.
All right. Now, what about, this is the tool you brought over.
Well, this is a vintage tool.
Oh, it looks like it's been around.
This was found in the Gary attic.
The Gary attic.
We're cleaning up, and he said, "Do you want this?" And I said, "Sure." So it looks like it has, maybe put something in here, and possibly it turns. And it's got degrees on it, 90, 60, 45, and 30. has a little plug here. You can, looks like it comes out, but I don't think it's been out in 50 years.
Yeah, it looks like it's pretty
And this
vintage.
here has a little, I should show the viewers.
Oh, yeah,
This
we'll
here
get it.
has a little thing here too, and it's got a gear. It's heavy, not crazy heavy, but it's got 2 handles on it, so maybe you could, you know,
Yeah, turn it.
get a little more torque on it. This is knurled. So, and it's got a little hook here, little hook, so you can grab whatever you're putting in the tool and set it up and turn it.
Yeah.
And it could use a little
Little love.
little
eh?
dip in your ultrasonic cleaner,
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah.
Let's rust clean it and
But
paint
that's
her
it.
up.
And it's got the little thing here you take out and you can move it around. Oh, there's other holes here. I see. There's another hole here, so you can probably move this wheel over.
Yeah.
And it's geared, and then it's well made. It's pretty old,
Okay.
but everyone should have one.
Now this one here, Carl, I'm not going to lift up.
Ooh.
This one I got at the Dollarama, the dollar store.
Oh.
So the dollar store in Canada, if you're not familiar, they sometimes buy surplus tools. In fact, I was there today buying batteries, and they have a brand name Irwin chalk line with chalk for $5. So they buy other tools up and then they sell them for cheap sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's where I found this. So I'm gonna keep my finger over this one end part here, because people, I think, if they see that, are gonna be able to guess it. But it's bent 90 degrees like that, and has all these small rods up in the top here.
Jeez.
So it's kind of an unusual thing. And I've shown this to some of the mechanics where we used to work, and only one of them was able to guess what that was. And I shouldn't say that. They were able to guess what it was, but without actually seeing it work, they couldn't figure out how it worked, except for one person, and that was Marcus.
Oh, he's a smarty.
He's good. He right away went, I know how that works. But when you see it work, it's kind of ingenious. So anyway, that's the 5th and final tool.
Looks like something used in NASA.
NASA, it could have been.
It could have
Might
been. It's a surplus NASA
Might
tool,
have been
yes.
a NASA tool. So anyway, that's the 5 tools. So now we're going to come back and we're going to tell you what these are in just a minute. Okay, Carl and I have decided 2 things. 1, we're going to tell you what these tools are, and 2, Williams coffee isn't that good.
Well, some people would like it.
I
and
guess.
Some
I
wouldn't.
don't really
but-
like the Williams coffee.
Yeah, I'm a McDonald's.
You know what? I was going to go through McDonald's to get you coffee.
I
and
get a senior's discount.
I know. I'm not there quite yet.
I think I saved 20 cents at least.
So, okay, let's look at tool number 1. So you're right, Carl. That is a testing unit of some kind. But what that is, and this is another tool that my friend Marcus, or our friend Marcus, showed us. And I went and bought one. And what this is you can plug this into a standard blade type fuse, turn on all of the accessories that are on that, and it'll tell you what the amp draw is on that circuit.
Like if you're adding, say, auxiliary lights on your bike, and
Yes.
you want to fuse it, and want to see what the draw is, I guess, the
That's
amperage
right.
draw.
That's
You
right.
can gear it, say it's drawing 5 amps, so you put the appropriate fuse in.
Exactly.
You're not guessing, you're not putting a 30 amp in a, that way something melts and
That's
you're in
right.
trouble.
Yeah, you could wire up a whole new fuse panel, put all your accessories on there. When you think, you can look and say this should be 4 amps,
Yeah.
this should be 8
Yeah.
amps, but then you can actually test it with this and then use the appropriate fuse.
So, what if I had a Volvo at one time,
Yes.
little different fuse on them.
Oh, they had those ones that look like little barrels or whatever, right? They're plastic.
Yes, and you could probably still use it on import cars or what have
Mm-hmm.
you. Who knows what they are now? But I'd use probably to make an adapter, a couple of test
You
leads.
probably could make, or even alligator clips, probably.
Yeah, knowing good alligator
Yeah.
clips.
Now the nice thing about this, Carl, is that you can do a lot of the same stuff with a multimeter.
Mm-hmm.
But most multimeters max out, I think, at 10 amps, aren't they normally?
I don't. Marcus would know.
Yeah, Marcus would know. I know my home multimeter has 10 amps. That's
Yeah.
all you can test. This will test up to 30 amps.
Oh,
And
must have a battery in the back too.
I think it does, yeah.
Yeah,
Because when
yeah,
you
little
press the
battery.
power, it turns on.
Yeah.
And it's fused as well. So if you overload it, it'll blow its own fuse and protect
Yeah,
the
you're not
system.
gonna. And it says test limit of 10 seconds in case you got something might get a little hot.
Yeah.
So don't overdo it.
Don't plug in and drive
Don't
around
leave it
town.
on for the day.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's pretty neat. How much?
I think that was $30. It was one of the more expensive things because I'm cheap. But yeah, I think I
no
bought
dollar
that.
store item.
No,
Not yet.
that
Anyway,
came from Princess Auto, I think.
Oh.
So yeah. So anyway,
I think
that's what,
this is an excellent idea for anybody adding things to a car, or say you got a problem with a radio or whatever.
Absolutely.
It's blowing a fuse. You might be able to.
or parasitic loss. That's
Yeah.
one of the other things you can check each circuit for parasitic draws, things like
wow.
that. It's a handy little tool that's not terribly expensive.
No, this is a good idea for adding.
Yeah. Okay, so that's tool number one, the amperage tester for automotive motorcycle use. Tool number two, you know what those are, don't you?
I got an idea.
What do you think they are?
Well, I would say you would put them into a round cylinder bore or whatever, and you could snap them out, and wherever you could lock. It does lock, so you could, whatever your bore is, you could. Well, try to get it even.
Yeah,
Lock it.
We'll show how it works.
Yeah, and then you can measure and say, okay, we got 4 inches or whatever, and it'd be exact.
That's exactly what they're for, Karl.
Yes.
Yeah, they are
So
internal bore gauges.
something you wouldn't normally need, but
Well, if you were rebuilding, like the DR650 has a Nikasil coated cylinder, but if you were building something older, probably like a Kawasaki Triple, probably didn't have Nikasil cylinders. I'm not sure.
probably not.
But if you were honing those or boring them out and you wanted to know the exact diameter,
Yeah.
or measuring for oval or roundness, you use these for
Yeah,
that
that'd
purpose.
be excellent. Yes.
And they come in different sizes, obviously.
And if you're just making something, like doing a little handy job at home, it'd be. Where would you get something like this? Did you get it?
I got those at Princess Auto as well, and they come on sale for like $20 or something. Now these ones, my brother-in-law, who was a machinist, had a set of Starretts, I think, and they were probably $400, and they worked much better. But these are pretty accurate if you take your time with them. And they're one of those kind of tools that you don't use very often, but when you need them, they're handy. I've used them a few times on my ATV where I've had to measure internal races and stuff, and they work really, really good. So that is tool number two, internal bore gauges.
Yeah, might need a little lubrication on those.
Lubin?
Little lubin, because it's kind of sticky.
All right, we'll lube them up later.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, tool number three, Karl. What do you think that is?
Well, I would say you would put it in the hole to make a hole bigger.
Yeah, you're
Give
right.
it a smack,
and
and it would taper the hole. Not a clean job, but
well, what it's really for. So this is what they call a swedge, and I keep it out here because I use it as a dowel pin for lining up axles and stuff. But what it's really used for is it's a plumbing tool. And my father-in-law was a pipe fitter, and that's how I ended up with this. What this is used for is if you have a piece of copper pipe that you can't get a fitting on or something, you use this swedge to widen the inside of the pipe out, just like you said. You hammer it in.
Yeah.
First you have to anneal the copper pipe. You heat it up if it's rigid. But this will create a fitting that you can slide another pipe into and solder it.
yeah.
So it's not a commonly used tool. But like I said, I find it really handy for lining up holes on fixtures and things here because it's stepped. You can kind of grab the hole, line it up, and
It looks like it's had some use, and doesn't work with PEX plumbing.
No, I don't think so. But that's tool number three. That's a swedge.
Swedge.
Okay, tool number five is the one you brought. What is that, Karl?
Well, I would say it's a bender.
It's a bender.
I think you'd put your copper pipe or whatever kind of softer metals in here, maybe, and you would turn this, put your pipe in, and lock it in, and bring her back.
And it's got a little flat surface on the back here that we can probably put that in the vise to make it even easier, right?
Yeah, it's.
And you and I have been talking about a project to use this for.
Possibly.
So I think maybe first we'll clean it up,
Yeah.
get it working really well, and then we have a bit of a project in our heads that everybody might be interested in.
Well, it's made by. Handy.
Handy
made
tools?
Yeah, Handy Tools.
So it's a handy tubing bender. That's handy.
It's handy.
Okay, so that's tool number 4, a gear-driven tubing bender.
Yeah.
And that brings us to tool number 5, which you know what this is as soon as you saw it, right?
I had a pretty good idea.
Yeah. So this is a 90-degree socket adapter so that you can drive a socket at 90 degrees. But what's interesting is the way that it works. So I asked you to tell me how it works, and I'm going to show you how this works right now. So
you may note that it's a quarter-inch drive.
It's quarter drive.
Yeah, not for high torque situations.
Not high torque at all. In fact, I've never really used this, Karl, because I find it almost like a fidget spinner. It's fun to sort of play with, but I don't think it's very durable.
Yeah, it might be like for, I don't know, if you get in a jam, it might take you.
It could.
Might get you out of there.
Could. So the way this works is it has a series of rods that act almost like pistons, Karl. So when you turn one side, the pistons move in and out and transmit the power to the drive head, almost like a radial engine. It's mesmerizing to watch.
It's genius.
It's genius, and I couldn't believe. And again, this was a dollar store find for $3, and they had 3 of them. I bought it about a year ago. I should have bought all of them because
you can use it. It can actually, it's knurled, so you could actually do it by hand.
Yeah.
Some of these new cars, access is limited.
That's right.
So it might just get you out of that.
Or you could put like a screwdriver handle in it. Like
Yeah,
one of those
no, it might
quarter
be.
drives.
Yeah, you could put your JI. What is it?
JIS.
JIS screwdriver attachment on here, and
that's true. So it's kind of a neat tool. Something I really keep around just to screw around with every once in a while.
It's well made. It's not. I'm
like
sure. You're not gonna. You're not tightening lug nuts with this thing, but.
But like you say, if you were putting stereo speakers in or something like that,
you can't
could,
see.
Exactly. You could use it to get it started, and it would probably take a little bit of torque if it was
a little lock for the socket and all that.
8 mil or something, yeah.
Yeah, what's that socket everybody loses? The 10
mil.
Yeah, you put your 10 mil on here and lose it. Yeah.
So anyway, that's tool number 5. It's a 90-degree quarter-inch socket adapter.
Yeah,
so
that's kind of neat.
I know.
Everybody wants to.
Once you start playing around with it,
Yeah.
you can't put it down because it feels just so glassy, and it's just like I said, it's mesmerizing.
To get you away from smoking or anything, you just.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That could be bonus points if anybody said it's a anti-smoking device.
Yeah,
and,
you just play with that.
You just like that, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
So Karl, that sort of wraps up today's festivities. How did everybody do out there? Let us know in the comments. Did you get above 10? Did you get them all?
Yeah.
There's some pretty reasonably easy ones here. I think that tester people could probably get.
That's the one I would have.
Yeah.
I've seen this before. The mechanic I work with had one, and I thought, wow, I didn't know they existed, because I used to do a lot of aftermarket wiring in cars.
What did you do for a living, Karl? No one knows what you do.
I was an automotive consultant.
Karl used to, well, he's retired now, but he was a Class A mechanic, and we've had a running gag in the show that Karl doesn't know what he's doing. Karl really is the brains behind what we do here.
I wouldn't go that
Oh
far.
yeah, so he's a wealth of knowledge, and he's helped me over the years. I've known Karl 30 years probably.
Yeah,
We've been friends.
Yes, we had
some adventures.
First time you ever did 190K in a car.
That's it. That's right, in a police car. But yeah, so when it comes to wiring and stuff, Karl's very, very good at it. So that's why I'm doing how to go through the electrical system, because I'm just crappy at it. So anyway, so the cat's out of the bag.
You know more than me about a DR, that's for sure.
Well,
all the research and stuff. Yeah,
it's been a good learning experience, and again,
always learning.
And again, Karl, everybody out there, thank you so much, and they've given us nothing but great feedback over the last couple weeks since Fort 9 put that video out. And honestly, like, neither of us are experts when it comes to a DR650. We're learning just like you are, but we just want to bring you along for the ride.
Yeah, and show you how to do things right.
As right as we
know.
Yeah,
as right as you can. Like, we're not experts, but try to do the best you can.
Yeah, absolutely. And like we've always said, if you watch the video and we're doing something wrong,
Yeah.
let us know in the comments. Like you know, we make mistakes occasionally.
Oh,
We make lots, just like
yeah.
everybody. And that's what makes the community so fun.
yeah,
So,
and you're always learning, never ends, and this.
Yeah, you can take
I
that.
I like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, just try your best when you're fixing something. Use the right tools. That's the thing. Try to use the right tools. They're not expensive.
Until next time, I'm Dino.
Karl.
You tinker easy. We'll see you next time here on Dino's Tinker Shed. Bye. I'm not done here. That's
Don't be worried if we're letting the smoke go, because I have.
No.